Hello, quilting friends. How are you? It is Tuesday and I'm cold. I'm not sure why I'm cold. Well, it's 72 outside, but apparently it's not 72 inside. Maybe I'll open a window. So let's see. Last weekend was Mother's Day here in the United States. So happy belated Mother's Day to those who are birth moms, adopted moms, and moms by choice. Like I have 50 kids and grandkids at church that I did not birth and do not live with me. So to the motherly amongst you, so happy Mother's Day and hope you had some love and time. My Mother's Day was spent working, but on Saturday, I had a visit from my daughter and daughter-in-law and new baby, pending baby on board. So it was lovely to see them, and it might be the last time I get to see the baby bump before the actual baby arrives. That's pretty exciting to have a grandbaby on the way. So yeah, I got to talk to my kids, and life was beautiful. I've done a little bit of quilting. I've pieced this month's I Love You This Mushroom, and it's going to have white buttons on it to make them look more like the Amanita muscaria, the hallucinogenic Smurf, Alice in Wonderland, and Super Mario Brothers mushrooms. So that's quilted. I mean, that's pieced, and I'm getting ready to think about quilting it. So I was wondering if anyone has ideas on how to quilt this, because if I was going Mario Brothers, I could like choose different characters in Super Mario Brothers, like the little boxes that you jump on or gold coins. So if I'm doing Alice in Wonderland, that might be a rabbit theme. Smurfs, I'm not going to quilt Smurfs on here. If I'm just doing this as regular mushroom themed, I could put this as like a woodland, little fairy houses underneath. Oh, excuse me. I probably won't do any of that. But mushrooms, it just makes you think of what to cook with, what to quilt on it. And for me, what goes with mushrooms are garlic, onions, and peppers. But probably I'm not going to quilt garlic, onions, and peppers on here. So I'll think a little bit more about what to quilt on here. Let me know if you have any ideas. Let me open up the chat. Let's see. We have Liz. Hello, everyone. Liz, I'm glad you're here. It's good to see you. I am tired because I had some quilters take the life out of me that yesterday, which in a very good way. So I worked all day Sunday. Excuse me, because I had to take Monday off, and I normally I have a job I normally do on Mondays. So I was doing that Sunday, and yesterday I was speaking at a quilt guild. Which was lovely. And these ladies were pips. I don't believe there was a gentleman there, so I'm safe saying ladies, but nearly 100, had great audio visual, great energy in this group. Everybody was active and woo-woo and clapping and sharing. And there had to be 30 people in line for Share and Inspire. It was just a wonderful guild meeting. This is Connecticut Peacemakers, which is kind of close to the coast on Connecticut. Oh my word. I am so sorry. I did not yawn until I sat down to do this. So it's between Norwalk and New Haven, I think, on the coast, but up a little bit. I normally the part of Connecticut I don't go to because here's Connecticut and my son lives here and this was down here. So I go to that part of Connecticut and I live near this part of Connecticut and I was working down here. But it was a lovely day, the lovely weather, lovely quilters, lovely quilt meeting, and it was just great. Holy heck, I am so sorry. I should never have sat down. I should do this standing up, but I can't do it standing up because you'll see how I put my quilt on the wall, which means I pinned it to the quilt that's actually there and taped the corners up. So I can't really stand next to it. It's a fake background, but it kind of works. So yeah, I came home. I ran some errands on the way home because I was driving through some business districts and I had some things I needed to do. Then I went home and took a nap. And apparently it wasn't enough. Holy cow. What can I do? How do you stop yawning? Anyone have a clue? Everyone has a clue on like how to stop hiccups. Does anyone have a clue on stopping yawning? So Joan, hello. It's good to see you here. Hello. Happy to see you. So I've been up and at 'em this morning, doing what have I been doing? I've been working on cutie patterns and cutie quilts. Yesterday's presentation was all about cutie quilts, and if you don't know what they are, let me grab one out here. This is a cutie pattern, and it is made with 16 fat eighths of fabric, and a little bit of background for this one. Sometimes there's borders, sometimes there's sashing or whatnot, and they're in grayscale so that my fabric ideas don't influence you. Have you ever been in a quilt shop and you've seen a quilt on the wall and you're like, oh my word, I need that. I need that pattern. I need that fabric. I need to do that. And they hand you the pattern and you go, this is the pattern? Because it looks nothing like the fabric they chose. So sometimes the fabric in the picture can influence you, and we do not put fabric on our cards. They're in grayscale, so we don't get in the way of your fabric choices. And if you've on my Instagram or Facebook, you'll notice that this I put out this quilt today. It's called a la mode, is the one that I was just holding up here, with a bunch of different variations showing how different it looks with different fabric. So that's a cutie pattern. And you on my website, if you go to debbiebrownquilts.com, you will see all my cutie patterns, and you will see all of my cutie packs. So you can pick a pattern, pick a pack, and get quilting. So yeah, that's what I've been working on today. I've been working on some handy quilter stuff, doing some new bookings. So I will get a newsletter out to you with updated bookings of what to look for. And now I am here. So I have been working on another cutie quilt to put online, but I didn't get the video done. Holy cow. I am so sorry. I should never have sat down. Or I should have made tea before I sat down, or run around the block before I sat down, because I was up and working and been doing things all day. Other things I've been working on, other than yawning and apparently needing another nap. Let's see. Oh, I had a birthday last week too. So happy birthday, Debbie. Madeline. Yes, your birthday was near mine. Wonderful. So I just had a birthday, and we celebrate them all, because getting a year older isn't promised, and it's something to be treasured and not dreaded. So I'm now 56, and I was well celebrated by the loved ones in my life. So thank you for the well wishes. And my son laughed that I hung up on y'all last week to go talk to him when he called me for my birthday. He thought that was funny and hoped that he didn't interrupt you too much. So I've been doing a little bit of sewing, not much. I can't wait to see what screen Facebook freezes on here, because it always picks a very bizarre picture of me, and I'm giving it a lot of good faces today with yawns and grimaces. Well, thank you. Yes, I had a birthday last week. My birthday is right before Mother's Day, but never on Mother's Day. I never get it. I only get as close as Friday. I have a grandchild who's was born, I think, the day before Mother's Day, and his birthday is often on Mother's Day. And thank you for my belated birthday wish. Joan, you'll be 71 on Thursday. No, don't believe it. I see you as 39. I was at my husband's uncle's 93rd birthday party last weekend, like 10 days ago, and he's 93. And I was checking out what day his birthday was, because it was very close to mine. And he asked me how old I was, and we agreed that we were each 29. And he looks, yes, he's 93. He looks as 29 as I do, but we both enjoy it. We're young at heart, as are you, Joan. So I've been working a little bit, very little bit, on my Unity quilt along from Primitive Gatherings. I was working on finishing this quilt, and I have another quilt I'm working on producing some videos for that'll be going out as a series on YouTube. So I have the quilt pieced, basted, and ready to go. And I'll be having a how should I quilt this video and talking through how I make decisions on what to quilt on here on the quilt, and that's hanging in the other room. So it's the same thing. I look at this when I'm looking at how should I quilt this. I could quilt it all over simply. So one single color, one single pattern, loops all over it. The quilt's done and it's perfect. I can quilt it with a walking foot in some straight lines, or cross hatching in 2 directions. That'll be perfect too. So the quilt is wonderful no matter what I do to it. If I want to investigate the theme again, I could like quilt loops in the mushrooms for the Amanita muscari. I could quilt pebbles in there to make all the dots that are in the mushrooms, and then sew the buttons on later. Sometimes though simple is better. So this might get a really simple quilting treatment and then sew the buttons on and call it done. But I could look at it again and interpret Mario Brothers. I could interpret forest, since mushrooms grow in the forest. I could interpret Smurfs. I could interpret Alice in Wonderland. So there's all sorts of things I look at whenever I'm thinking about what to quilt on a quilt. And I have a quilt in the other room that I'm about to film once I wake up. Apparently, I needed some tea, like tea stat. If I had staff, they'd be bringing me a cup of tea right now. But I don't. So they aren't. So I'll be filming that. And then I will be filming, instead of putting out the whole how I quilted a video out at once, I'm going to be putting sections out weekly. I've had some people tell me that it's hard. They want to rewatch one type of quilting without having to scroll through the 20-minute YouTube video. So I'm going to be putting out shorter YouTube videos that are linked together in a series. I'll be putting those out weekly that way instead of the longer video for you. That is something people have asked me to change up. So that'll be coming out on YouTube. I'm thinking of Mondays, but we'll see how it goes. I missed this Monday because I had a surprise visit from family on Saturday. And then yesterday and today apparently have been a bit of a write-off. As far as when I got home from work yesterday, I was napping. And then my husband and I were playing word games like Apple has word games like crossword and Sudoku, and they have like 4-syllable words that you have to put together. I kick butt at that. Just wanted to mention that. Really good at it. Anybody else sit down with their daily Wordle and their mini crosswords and things like that? That's kind of daily must-have games. The words with friends I'm terrible at, so I've kind of dropped out of that. But I do my daily Wordles and my, the New York Times, and then I go through Apple as well. I'm going to keep on working, putting out new content for you, hopefully with the newsletter this week and then with the newsletter again on Monday. So I'll be getting there. This is a nice light week. I'm home with hopefully not too much going on other than falling asleep. So that's my quick update. This is this month's free pattern online for color blocks, and it's going to start with a 16 patch that I sewed out of my scraps here. And then I added little sides to it and cut the top corners off and turned it into a mushroom. So if you go to DebbieBrownQuilts.com, you can go to Color Blocks 2025 and this free pattern is in there. And then there will later on be a machine quilting video going in there as well. So that's kind of what I have going on. I have machine quilting classes. I have cutie patterns that I design with 16 fat 8s. I have color block patterns that I design with scrap blocks. And then I travel to teach at guilds and stores and quilt events, things like that. So you can sign up for my newsletter at the bottom of DebbieBrownQuilts.com to find out more about what's coming near you and what's coming up. Follow me online as at Debbie Brown Quilts on every social media, including YouTube. And I am going to go stop yawning in your face. I'm just going to go have a cup of tea and get back to work. So my apologies. Do you ever just get the yawns coming on like that? I'm so sorry about that. And so let's see. Debbie said 7 little words is another good daily puzzle. I'm writing that down. Is anyone else taking notes? 7 little words. So I'll take that down. Because yeah, sometimes you just need just a little bit of that. And I was not very smart last night. I hit the grocery store on the way home from that speaking engagement, and the store won. I went and just bought the sale items, and then they had the big shrimp where the little shrimp should have been. And then I thought my bill looked high, but then it wasn't safe for me to drive anymore because I was so stupid at that point. So I drove home, realized I had the wrong package. Going to have to exchange it, but it was not a good idea to drive yesterday. And apparently today's not my day either. But tomorrow I will be full of, what did my mom used to say? Full of vim and vigor, something like that. Tomorrow, I'm sure. Or I will be after my tea today as well. So again, happy quilting, everyone. I will be here next Tuesday at 2:30 p.m. New York time. I'm terrible with time zones. Trust me. I always get them backwards and wrong and the wrong number of hours. So whatever time it is in New York, that's what time it is where I live. So 2:30. And I will be more awake and have more content for you. So thanks for tuning in. Happy quilting. Until next week, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll see you again next Tuesday. Happy quilting.